boy, E.G. That's right, baby. Welcome to another edition of Bring It From the Bottom, baby. Thank God it's Monday. Woo! All right. Woo! Y'all gonna pump up, baby. I'm pumped up in my eye. As a matter of fact, never give up. Yup, never give up. Yup, never give up. So look at me, I'm talking to you. Never give up.
Eric, I've got to see you inside Michigan Stadium was electric all day today.
Yup. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And that ain't even what I'm talking about.
I'm good now.
Michigan State game, right? This is deeper than that.
Hey fellas, I'm in the work van, so I'll be without camera for a couple minutes.
No worries, man. You good?
All right.
How was your day today?
It wasn't too bad. Didn't get a chance to trade though.
Yeah. 10 seconds. That's all I said. 10 seconds. Never give up.
Yeah, I got my spy on that US 30 that you pushed out, and it's actually just it's playing with my support level right now. So I'm trying to be conscious when I jump into it because I know how US 30 is, man. It's a career ender.
I got an opportunity to be around coach. I got an opportunity.
Ain't no careers.
Yeah, we're gonna give it a couple more minutes. We know people still logging on. So if you want to push out this information to the group chat, training, getting the most people ever on.
When I come, I don't come to talk. I come to learn. You can't get to never give up, never give in if you don't get the big picture. So I don't want to surface you out. Yeah, you saw the game. You saw 10 seconds.
Okay.
Give them a couple more minutes to jump on. I know people probably busy. Some people probably not off at work.
Yeah. Where Ham at?
I'm about to say the same thing. Hey, Ham, you're gonna watch this video recording. You got people asking where you are. You know, we put this time for you. Gotta show up, man. Showing up half the battle. Give him a couple more minutes.
How we doing, mama? Here we go. That's somebody. Galaxy 8. Oh, they gonna have him right there. Look at him. He must have heard us calling him.
Not that actual play, but he knew that string of events.
How we doing, Mama Joyce?
Prepared because you can't put skill and get you fast. Certain things, quickness, agility can't get you. Gotta have mental toughness. So I remember my mother-in-law.
What's that? I couldn't hear you.
I remember when I think they told her she had like 3 months to live, right? She had cancer, it was just spreading all over her body, right? And I remember they sent her home. They said to me, I'm gonna show you this part. I gotta show you this. I'm telling you, there's gonna come a time in your life. My man said in the news report, he already said it was over.
Donnie, can you hear me?
I got you now.
Okay, all right.
The Paul Bunyan Trophy is back in Ann Arbor for the first time.
Your day was blessed.
Yes, ma'am. They working me. I'll say that much.
All
They
right.
working me.
Everybody said it was over.
But you know what they say, well, much is given, much is required. So
That's it. So little is given, there's none required.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All righty. We got a minute, so we just go ahead and roll into the prayer, and then Donnie, the floor will be yours, my good friend.
Yes, sir.
Somebody told me you'll never be a doctor. They sent you home, you failed. They sent you home, law school. They sent you home. Some fight. That's it. I don't want to be married to you. I don't want to be married to you.
Lord, now in the mighty name of Jesus, we give you the praise, Lord, for life, health, and strength. Thank you, Lord, for all you've done in our life. Thank you, Lord, right now in the mighty name of Jesus, for the blessings and the miracles that you have bestowed upon our life. Lord, we thank you, Lord, right now in Jesus' name for who you are. We thank you, Lord, for what you've done. We thank you, Lord, for every individual that's on this training right now in the mighty name of Jesus. We thank you, Lord, right now in Jesus' name for Eric Thomas is playing in the background saying, never give up, God. We ask you, Lord, right now in the mighty name of Jesus, God, as we go through life, Lord, let us to remember to never give up, God. Even though it gets hard, never give up. Even though we're beaten down, never give up. Even though we're at our last, never give up. Oh, thank you, Lord, right now in the mighty name of Jesus for being with us. Thank you, Lord, for this training. Thank you, Lord, for some big earnings. Lord, to help us to learn something that's going to help us to grow our life and our ministry, and also ourselves in another dimension. We're giving it the praise for it right now. In the mighty name of Jesus, we pray. Amen. And amen.
Amen, amen.
Amen, amen.
All right, so family, as always, I'd like to thank you all for joining us today on today's training. And some things I wanted to point out that are very important. All of these trainings build on each other. So last week, you'll know we went over definitions, and then this week we're going over how to trade. Now, as the time goes, we'll start building on that, and building on that. So we're trying to make sure we're slow rolling in order that if there's any questions, we can handle those up front. So when we start pushing out the heavy information, like we do in the chat room, then it'll start to make more sense to you. So we want you to know that if you are a note taker, please jot down some notes, make sure you're good. And if you're not a note taker, please jot down some notes and make sure you're good. Just because we just want you to get the information and kind of have something to go back off of. And worst case scenario, it will be posted on the website, so we'll have that opportunity for you to be able to go back and look at that. But we just want you to get that point across, and that's the fact that it builds on top of each other. So make sure you get that understanding of it. And once you get that understanding, then you'll be able to do the next lesson and so on and so forth. That pretty much covers the bulk of what I want to talk about. We do really want to get into the training, but you all do not know, we really, really appreciate you all with hanging in there with us and just making sure everything goes the way that it goes. I know we always talk about the Faithful 14. I was corrected that it's not the Faithful 14, it's actually the Faithful 15. We had a late entrance, but we ended up getting 15 members that are on this particular subscription team, and we just thank you, each and every last one of you, for the opportunity that you've given us to be able to educate you all, and with the prayers that we're going to get all become those 7-figure earners. All right. Other than that, though, I do not have anything else I want to cover. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to our CMO, Kareem Stevens, and he'll give us a little bit on his side of the house. Kareem, you got the floor.
I really don't have much to say. I probably will do like I did last time after Cedric goes over the how to trade, and I'll give my input on it.
All right.
Mr. CEO. Okay, sorry about that. Go ahead.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the training for today. As you know, Donnie sent out the training. What are we going to be doing throughout the whole month? That way, as you go through the training, you will see, as you go through the slide, you see how everything mirrors up together. Right now, you might not understand it, but you'll understand it as we get closer and closer, and as you get more information with the training. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and roll into the training. I'm going to share my screen with you. You'll see exactly what I will be looking at. From there, what we're going to be doing is we're going to go into the subject for today, which is how to trade. So as you know, this information will be hung on the page, the 7-figure earners page. So please go on there. If you haven't made yourself familiar with that page, please make yourself familiar with it. So as we're going to go ahead and get into it, make sure you got your notes, paper and pencil. Get ready to take some notes. We're going to learn how to trade. So what's in the whole layout of what we got today is how to open trades, how to close trades, how to edit trades, how to draw support and resistance lines, and then we're going to go straight into practical applications. And then during the practical applications, they give you your time to ask any questions, comments, concerns you may have as we go into the practical application. So how to open a trade. So basically, if you're looking at how to open a trade, you're going to actually, if you have your Metatrader 4, so we're going to break it down so you actually will understand how it goes. So if you have your Metatrader 4, you're looking at your Metatrader 4 right now, and you're looking at the balance, the equity, the margin, the free margin, and then the margin level or percentage. That's going to let you know exactly what's going on in your trade. Your balance is how much you have in your trade. Let's say, for instance, you have, $200 in your account. That's how much you have for your balance. Your equity is if you're above or below on a trade. So let's say if you are currently in a trade, you have $200 as your balance, and then you're up $150. So your equity be $350. With that being said, your screen, your whole background of your screen would turn blue, which means that you are actually in the winnings on that trade. If you're in a negative, your whole screen, the top of the screen would turn red. With that being said, I always say it's always a good day to be a crip, because that means you're winning on your trades. The margin is, so let's say as you enter a trade, if you were looking at right here, I don't know what is, oh, there it is. Sorry about that. If you're looking right here, so this right here is what we call micro lot sizes, 0.01 to 0.1 whatever. I'm sorry, 0.1 whatever until you get to one standard. One standard is 1.00. Now, with that being said, if you jump into a trade at 0.10, depending on how many trades you jump into, let's say, for instance, you jump into 7 of them at 0.10. That is $1 a pip. With that being said, depending on how big your account is, if it's 7, it's you probably about at $94 a pip. $94 for all 7 of those positions in the market. These are not trades; they're called positions in the market. So as you jump into the positions in the market, it's going to let you know for your margin how much money or how much stake you have in those trades. With that being said, your free margin lets you know how far you got to go before your account is in jeopardy of being blown. With that being said, the more money you have in there, the lower the trade you take, the less you'll be below your account. So with that being said, that gives you a free margin of how far it is to blow your account, and also the margin level percentage to do the same thing. So if I'm getting ready to open an account, if I'm getting ready to open a trade, I'm going to, let's say if I jump on there, this is USD JPY, and I'm saying, okay, right now it is buying or selling, whichever one it is. Let's say it's just buying, and I go at 0.02. If I click buy, it's going to automatically put me into that position at 1.1273. So with that being said, it's going to put me into that position. If I want to go into another position, I go and do the same thing over again. It'll put me in the many positions as my account can handle before it'll say I do not have enough money to trade. You do not want to ever get to that position where you don't have enough money to trade on your account. If you do, one small pullback can cause you to blow your account. That is not what we're trying to do here. So with that, please be mindful that however many micro lot sizes to standards that you jump in on a trade, you just got to make sure that your account can handle it. When we're talking about volatility, you want to look at stuff as currencies, the regular currencies, the USDs, the JPYs, the euros, the Swiss francs. All those currencies are not volatile at all. So you can go pretty much a heavy hitter on those trades, and you won't be in jeopardy of blowing your account. Now, if you go 5 standards, 6 standards on a currency, yeah, you're probably going to be in jeopardy of blowing your account. So with that being said, currency really don't have that much weight to it to blow your account versus a US 30 versus depending on how much you put in oil or gold or whatever, it could cause any kind of pullback and cause you to blow your account. So when you open in that trade, you're going to press on that pair. Once that pair gets pressed on, you're going to see these following things come up. So you're going to see these following things right here that comes up. It's gonna come up, and it's gonna ask you, what do you want to do? I'm sorry, it's gonna ask you, what do you want to do? Once that information comes up, this is where you put all your information in, and this is why I send you stop losses and take profits, because now you can put all this information in at the same time and hit buy or hit sell. Now, if it goes above your take profit, now you'll be good because it's gonna close you out that trade. And as we get further and further on, get more detail, and get more skill down the road. Now, as it comes to our take profit, let's say if our take profit is it's 300 right here. So 1.1300, and I see it's getting to that area in a buy. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and take my take profit out of here. And as this blow past 300 and goes up to 305, 315, 320, I'll then put 1.1300 right here. Now that's my new stop loss, which means whenever that trade comes back down to meet that stop loss again, it's going to close me out in the positive, which means that's a risk-free trade. So that's how you open and edit different trades. Now, how to close a trade. So let's say if a trade is going in your favor, if it's not going into your favor, and you want to close, but you haven't put a stop loss in. You want to go into that trade, you're going to click on it, and it's gonna ask you, what do you want to do? This is what's gonna pop up: close, modify, trade, or chart. If you're looking at the chart, just make sure that this trade is not going in a fake out and it's gonna pull back later. Usually, any kind of currencies, they operate in waves, so it could go up and then pull back down in a later time. So you want to make sure you're looking at the 4 hour, the 1 day, to see what the trend is in those trades. If it is trending in your area, let it go. And then once you come through, then you can close that trade out. With that being said, if you would like to close the trade out, you'll click on close, and then you actually hit close. Once you hit close, it's going to bring you to another screen and say close with, as we see right here, on a loss of 10 cents. Or close with a profit of 10 cents, close with a profit of $200, whatever it is. And then you'll decide if you would like to close that trade or not. So basically, that's how you close a trade. Press on your screen on your phone and then close on it. So double tap and close on it. So either one you do, that is completely up to you how you want to do whenever you get ready to close that trade out. So how to edit trades. So basically, it's this, as you see, this is the same screen as before. So how you want to edit trades, instead of press down on it, instead of clicking on close, you're going to click on modify. Once you click on modify, it's going to bring you back to this screen right here. Now, this is going to help you modify your stop loss, your take profit. Now, this is a good time for you to actually go in and take your take profit out of here. If you're getting ready to blow through your actually take profit, take your take profit out of here. Let that trade blow through that take profit area, and then put that take profit here to that stop loss. That way, if anything happens, now it's a risk-free trade. Now you don't have to sit there and monitor your phone all day. You don't have to sit here and wonder what's going on. You don't have to be sidetracked from whatever is going on. You can actually keep that as a risk-free trade and don't have to worry about anything. So that is what happens when you get ready to edit and modify trades. Also, from this screen, you can actually click on here and see, click on the actual trade to open up a trade. You can actually click on chart, and it goes from the 1 minute all the way to the 1 month chart. Let you know what's going on in the charts. If it's a very volatile pair, I recommend looking no more than 5 minutes out. If it's not volatile at all, I recommend you look from the hour to the 4 hour to see what's going on, to see how the daily trend is of that chart. All right. So how to draw support and resistance lines. So basically, we already showed you how to draw support and resistance lines, but we're going to actually run into this a little bit more. With that being said, we're going to go over some things over here on my actual Metatrader 4. So I created another account on my Hugo's Way for Metatrader 4, and I put like $50 in it to show you how to actually get in to modify, edit trades, and then hopefully let it go to the point where it's actually making money. So how to draw support and resistance lines. So what we're going to do, we're going to run right into that, and then run into the actual practical application that's going to be on Metatrader 4. So now what I'm going to do, right now we have the JPY session that's really running. So I go to chart window. Let's see for that one, EUR JPY chart window. I'm really not big on CAD, but I'll see what's going on with CAD. So what I'm doing is I'm left clicking and I'm right clicking. So I'll left click on it, right click, and then chart window. So this is the Metatrader 4 for the desktop version. That's the best way to trade. I actually fell in love with trading this after Kareem showed us a strategy that I'm gonna show you right now. So NZD chart window. Let's see what else. I think that might be enough. So once I do that, what I'm going to do, let's see if there's any more JPYs on here. I think that's it. He already got USD. So once I do that, I click, or left click, then right click and get that chart window. If you want to know what it is, you just put your cursor over it and it's going to tell you what it is: Euro, US dollar. Click on this, US Swiss franc. So you actually know exactly what you are actually trading. So you click on it, it's New Zealand dollar, US dollar. So for ones that you don't know, Ripple USD. So as you know, Hugo's Way trades almost everything. There's McDonald's, there's Twitter, so get paid to tweet. There's Visa, so there's all kind of different things in here that you can trade. There's Apple, Amazon, Boeing, Bank of America. We just got that Bank of America account, so definitely be good to use Bank of America. UK oil, gold versus euro, That's the silver dollar, silver versus the dollar. So there's FedEx right here, eBay. So there's all kind of stuff that you can trade on here when you're using this chart. So what I did was I left clicked and right clicked, and it brought the chart down here. So if I want to get some kind of uniformity down here, I'll just go and click this right here. So this says arrange windows as non-overlapping tiles. So right now it's overlapping. So as I arrange windows, it's going to put it as such. So now what we're looking at is what I want to get ready to trade. And it's also going to set it up down here. USD, Euro, Great British Pound, CAD, and then New Zealand. So what I'll do is I'll click on that. I'll left click. Then I go to my templates. Now, mind you, we'll be showing you these templates as we get further on. As Donnie said, going through this training, you have to learn it. You have to learn the crawl, walk, run phase. And that's what we're going to try to get you to. So 7-figure earning, that's one of the tradings that we do. So now as you see it comes up. So there's different ones that we can use, but I'll just use a 7-figure earner as of right now. We use the rainbow strategy and the Superman strategy later. So boom. So I'm going to put 7-figure earners. 7-figure earners. Oops. And last but not least, 7-figure earners. Okay. So now if I want to bring one up to see what's going on, I'm going to click on it. So this is my 1 hour chart. And right here, I have my 1 through 5. I'm at my 1 minute, 5 minute, 15, all the way up to a month. So this lets me know what goes on. So this is basically like my investing.com, but I have it right here. This is one of the applications that you can use here on the side too. So it has your GG trend bar, your Hakanashi arrows, the custom moving averages, the currency strength. So all this stuff is in here. I have my time. So this lets me know how much time. So this is an hour chart. So it lets me know how much time is left in this one candlestick. So if I will go, somebody just asked me a question. Maximize the screen, please. Who is Galaxy 8? Can y'all see the screen now? Let's see. All right. Boom. Okay. So that's confusing me. All right. All right. Let me see who's this. Who is CJ? If you can see the screen, just come off of mute so you can see it, because I don't want to keep on typing back and forth.
Yeah, we can see it loud, pretty good on my end. I don't know what everybody else is doing, but I can see it pretty good. I mean, it's not large, but
yeah, it might have been whenever I was trying to get everything set up.
All right.
Yeah, I can see it pretty good.
Okay, all right, no worries. Okay, so this is what I'm doing. So this is the hour chart. As I say, this is the candlesticks up here that let you know how much time is left in this candlestick. So if you go up here and you click shift end of chart from right border, it'll give you the end of the chart. So right now, this is a sale. Only thing that's happened on the 5 minute is considered neutral. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on this. And then as you see 1, 5, 15, 30, and the hour is already indented in. So now we're going to go to the 5 minute chart. As we go to the 5 minute chart, we're going to find out why this is at the neutral position. Because right now we're still currently, so this candlestick is considered a what? It's a doji. So it could be going in the opposite position. It could not. So as we see right here on the 1 minute, it went back to the neutral again. So what we're doing is we have our 20 EMA, and then we have our MACD that lets us know what's going on. So if you look, this right here is a telltale sign letting you know what's going on. So there's a gap on the 5 minute from here to here. Now, as you see, this indicator did exactly what's going on. So this right here is the 50, which means it goes straight across no matter what. So these candlesticks are letting us know what's going on. So right now, a red means it's a sell. Green means it's a buy. White means it's neutral. So just remember that when you're trading. If it's white, that means it's neutral. If it's green, that means it's a buy. And if it's red, it means it's a sell. So what we're going to do now from here, we can either do two things. We can go to sell or buy here. We can change how much we want to put on it. We can go, from $1 to, $10, whatever it is, a pip. That's where you change that at. Now, if you want to draw any kind of lines or whatever on it, support and resistance lines, I go to my 4 hour. So now I'm at my 4 hour. So this is what I'm looking at, my 4 hour. So I will go back a little bit. So each one of these candlesticks are 4 hours. So 4, 8, and so forth. So what I want to do is I want to put from my highest to my lowest. That's where our support and resistance is going to be. So let's say if we go out, even to a day, let's see how it looks. So no matter what, even if USD trended in a day and a buy, it's still overall, it's still a sale. It didn't make it past this 20 EMA, so it's still considered a sale, no matter what, even if it is in a buy trend. So as you see right here, it just dropped and went down to a sale. These arrows mean that it's a sale. That red arrow means that it's a sale. This green arrow means that it's a buy. So that means it's going up in a buy position. That means for that day, it was going up in a buy position. So you're going to make sure you're looking and seeing what exactly is going on. So let's say if I pull back to right here, I'm going to pull back to this is the tip right here. So I see two of them at the same. What I'm going to do, I'm going to click on my horizontal line. Boom. I'm going to click on that. And as you see, it gave me a crosshair with a line under it. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the tip. Boom. Put it in there. Now it drew a line at 112.438. Now what I'm going to do, I don't know why my mouse is acting like this. Now what I'm going to do, okay, that might be better. I'm going to go, so this was, it's actually going in a downward pattern. So let's say if we was actually right here. So I'm going to click on this crosshair and put it right here. So now, this is without this day even happening. So let's say this day never happened. We're right here. This is my support because you have to walk on it. Walking on support. This is resistance. That means you didn't go no higher than. So USD JPY on a daily chart was an overall sale because before it even broke that, it stayed within that support and resistance because remember we told you it's nothing but a roller coaster. So it still supported, didn't go past that 20 EMA. As you look, that's one touch. It went back down, back up, 1, 2, 3, back down, 1, back down. You got a little bit of consolidation here. That means in the market that could be over the weekend, nothing happened. Boom, you barely got a touch, probably wicked out right here, back down. It touched my support. It didn't push through. It went back up. It closed above my 20 EMA. And that could have mean it could have went for a long sale, but it didn't. It bought for that day, and then it pulled back. It closed below my 20 EMA, and then went for a sale. Now we have minimal effort in the market that happened that day. Boom, we broke out. Now we got to buy. That candlestick closed above at 20 EMA, 1, 2 for 2 days. For 3 days, it was in a buy. Then we have a sale. Then we have another indication for a sale. It went down below the 20 EMA, pulled back above the 20 EMA, and this one right here punctured through the 20 EMA. We had minimal action in the market for that day. Here's another buy, but it still barely closed above the 20 EMA, which means that it could have went long or it could not have went long, but you want to make sure that body closes completely above it because as you see, it wicked out at the top. So now what we have here is another wick out at the top. So now it closed out in the sale, almost got to our support line, pushed back up 1, 2, 3. We have a doji right here, 4, another doji, 5. So for 5 days, it was an upward pattern. So we're going in an upward motion, even though it's doji and it still have an upward motion. So right here, we have it sold for that day, went back to a buy, and then the bottom just dropped out. So boom, we have a sale, closed way below the 20 EMA at 107.0.20, which is right here to the side where I'm looking at right now. I'm sorry, 107.820. closed below the 20 EMA. We have another candlestick that closed below our support. So now our new support is our resistance. Now it pushed through the support. So I will draw another support line right here, because that is my new support. Boom. So now I got a new support inside of my support and resistance line. You see how that works? So now what we have is the same candlestick I just showed you guys yesterday, where the opening, the closing, the high, the low. So this is the body. This is the body of the candlestick. So what happened here? We have another sell candlestick, which was actually a buy. It wigged out, went back into a sell, sell, sell. So it's still going in another downward motion. And to get any clarity on it, there's more downward motion that's going on right here. So this is letting you know. So this is mimicking what's going on right here. If you just look straight up, you see it's mimicking exactly what's going on to shoot down. So right now it's below the 20 EMA, 20 exponential moving average, and also your MACD histogram below that area, which let you know that it's going in the sell motion. Now, as you see, it's neutral. So right here, 1531 all the way down to the 1 month, it's a sell. So we can even go back to the 1 month and see what's going on there. So for each one of these candlesticks are a whole month. So for one whole month, we're in a sale. This is right now for 1 whole month, this is a sale. So boom, we have, going back 1 month. So we only 8 months in a year. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out of 8 of those, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 out of 8 has been a sale. So that'll let you know what type of motion that USD JPY has been doing, which has been selling most of all. So now we'll look at it as such. So let's say how we want to do if we decide to jump into a trade with USD JPY. Now, as you see right here is our, this right here counts our pips. It's our pipsometer, counts our pips. As you see, we went up to the month. So we have 21 days, 21 hours, 27 minutes, and 26, 25, 24, 23 seconds before another candlestick will form for the month. Please be minded that it is good to have this on your computer, because it lets you know exactly what you are doing and where you are at. I feel more comfortable trading behind my computer than I do my cell phone, because I was riding into work today and I seen a guy like literally talking and like literally had his phone in front of his face where he couldn't see. I don't know who he was talking to, but that conversation sounded really juicy. I wish I had some intel on it, but I didn't. So I'm sorry I failed you on that part. But what I want to do is I want to show you how to actually enter a trade. So what you want to do, you want to find something that's very the market that's going right now. So the Tokyo market is really jumping right now. So this is USD JPY. As we see, we're starting to get what I call skittles. I don't want skittles here when I'm trading. I got a buy indicator on the on the 1 minute, which means it probably broke past broke past my 20 EMA. So who knows, because the Japanese market is just, what time is it? It is 4 o'clock. So they're just getting settled right now. So currently in Japan, it is 8:33. So the market opened at 8 o'clock. So you got to give them like another 30 some minutes before they start getting settled and, get the cobwebs out before they wake up and start rocking and rolling. So who knows? This could be getting ready to go up in an upward motion. We don't know really. European JPY. So right now we're looking at the same thing, skittles. Great British Pound JPY. We know the Great British Pound has a layover with the New York stock market. So as you see, you start seeing a lot of skittles coming about. That means that the Japanese currency is getting ready to, start making this move for today. We have more skittles. We have buy, sell. Buy, neutral, sell, neutral, sell. So that is not a good time to jump into one of these trades. But I'm just going to show you for testing purposes how it actually looks. And so right here, this is what we have. So this is coming off a big sale. It was a big drop, and I wish I would have caught that. Good gracious. So what we have right here is you want the market to go in the up or down motion. Anytime it goes in a left or right motion, that's called consolidation. So consolidation means that, only thing that's going to happen is it's going to go up, it's going to go down, it's going to go down, it's going to go down, it's going to go up, it's going to go down, it's going to go up. Think you're getting ready to go somewhere, it's going to go right back down. And that's what you're going to get. It's a seesaw effect back and forth. until something happens where it breaks out. Well, if it breaks out and you enter in a buy and it breaks out in a sell, then you just lost all your money because now you're using consolidation and then it broke out in the wrong direction. So you're going to make sure when it breaks out in the right direction. So in order to make sure it break out in the right direction, just put a spy on it. Just watch it. Watch it, see what it does. And then once it breaks out in the buy or sell, then just jump in from there. Don't sit there and play Russian roulette with it, thinking that it's going to break out in your favor. Because what we have here is you got to buy, neutral. This could go to a buy, this could go to a buy. You jump in it, and it's called what we call a fake out, where you're thinking it's going to go into a buy, and it goes in complete sell, and then the market goes the opposite way. And you're sitting there waiting, thinking it's going to come back, but it never does. So that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that we are jumping into the market at the right time. So this is what I'm going to do. Just for testing purposes, I'm going to show you guys how to actually do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, so I'm going to click on USD JPY. I'm going to click on new order. Now you can also do this from your phone. So for my new order, I'm going to click on 0.05. So I'm not going to put in the stop loss. I'm going to show you exactly how I'm going to do a stop loss. Take profit if you want to put a take profit in. So let's say if the take profit is 105.855. I'll put that in right here for take profit. Stop loss. Let's say if the stop loss is 105.825. Then I'll put that here for my stop loss. No comments, because I don't really have to put no comments or whatever on it. And I hit buy or sell. Now, with that being said, once you do that, it's going to automatically let you see exactly what's going on. So as you see this candlestick right here that formed, it's forming in we have neutral right now because this right here broke out from the selling area in which it was a buy candlestick. So 1, 2, 3, 4 buy candlesticks. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to predict the market. So now what we have is a bear engulfing candlestick. So as we're looking at this, it's pushing back different ways. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how I'm going to jump into the market. Now, mind you, I want to show you doing this the right way. So I want to make sure that I jump in at the right time. I don't want to jump in while it's in between the seconds or whatever. I want to make sure I jump in at right when it get to 0.0, going into that next minute, because you want to make sure you jump in at the right time. Because right now, as you see, if I jump in the buy and it pull back to where it is right now, now I'm going back to 0. So now I'm going back into negative. So that's something that I don't want to do. So now we have one big sell candlestick, which if I would have jumped in right here, I would have still been at 0. Because these candlesticks are basically the same thing, because this right here wicked down all the way to the beginning of this candlestick. So now I would have been in a negative because it went up and then wicked back down. So USD JPY, thank you, Kareem, for this indicator. USD JPY gave me a sell indicator. So even though I'm on the 1 minute chart, I still have 36 seconds. So what I'm going to do is usually what we want to do, you want to wait till this right here, to this candlestick right here touches this 20 EMA. And then pushes past it. The body of that candlestick pushes past it. So you want to wait until that happens before you jump into the trade. I just want to show you how it looks with everything going at the same time. The pips-o-meter going, using your time hack, and then going through the rest of the information here. So what I'm going to do is as soon as it hit, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so there we go. So boom, as you see, now this is what it gave me. It lets me know where I'm at right now. So right now, here's my entry point. So what I'm going to do for my entry point, I'm gonna click here for my entry point. So boom, that lets me know my entry point, where my entry point is. So now we see 2.2, negative 2.2 for pips. That's where I'm at right now. 30 seconds into this 1 minute candlestick, and as you click, it'll let you know where you are for the rest of the candlesticks. As you see, it's wicking back. So if you don't know or haven't been in a trade before, and you're not really, smart on using this, the market loves to play with your mind. It'll go all the way up and it'll weak you out, and you'll think, oh man, I'm about to lose, and you close your trade out. I'm the type of person, I talk to the market. I'm like, hey man, go up to 105.870. I'm not closing it out because I know what's going on, because I already looked at my analysis and see what it's doing. And it's almost like the market can hear me, dude. That's how I know they're listening to us. So I appreciate you telling on yourself. But what I'll do is from here, now what I want to do, I want to make sure that I'm doing this the right way. So if I'm here, I will go until it closes right here. So this is my 20 EMA. So this is my box that I want it in. So let's say if this is my entry point, and for a sale down here is going to be my take profit. So if you're doing a sale, you don't automatically have to put your take profit in. So if you see your take profit down here and then your stop loss, what you can do is you can take this and drag it down. As you see it drag, if you look to the left-hand side, it tells you how much money you'll be making. So I'm at 62 cents, 71 cents, 76, 81, 85, 90, 95. Now I'm at $1.04. Now, as you see, it activated right here, 105,794. Now that activated right there for my take profit. Now for my stop loss, I can do the same thing, pull it up for my stop loss, or I can just actually type my stop loss in. So let's go here. So let's say, Cedric, where do you want your stop loss to be? I'm glad you asked me that question. That's a very good question. So I'm gonna put my stop loss here. Give me enough wiggle room to go back and forth. So my stop loss is 105,856. I do not want to put my stop loss in right there. I could if I want to, but if I do decide to put my stop loss in, I'll just go here, and then I'll go put my stop loss in, and then I'll put in 105, 0.856. When I do that, it's gonna say modify. Then I'm gonna modify that. Once I modify it, then it's gonna automatically pop up right here. But what I do is I make sure that when I'm trading, I use my lines for help to make sure that, okay, hey, look, if it pushed past this, I'm gonna go ahead and close out. Like now I got my take profit line. So my take profit line is right here, which I know how much I'll be making, depending if it closes or go past that take profit. Now if I see what happens, they a big turnaround and this thing blows past, if it gets here below this line and it start blowing past, getting to my take profit area. Now what I want to do, I just want to go to that take profit. I can just go here. Just go here, close this take profit out, boom, 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 close everything out, and then modify it again. It'll erase my take profit. Now what happens is, as soon as it blows through that line, now I'm gonna go to my stop loss and put this number in at my stop loss. Now if it actually pulls back to this line, it's gonna automatically close me out of that trade, and it's gonna be called what we call a risk-free trade. That's what you want. You want a risk-free trade. All right, that is what you want when you're trading, a risk-free trade. All right, let's see. Let's put some more stuff on here right quick. Let's see what else we got. All right, so if you want to put, so let's say if you want to put something right here. So you're going to put your text here. So name it. So I'll just say USD. JPY, and then what I entered at is 0.05. Oops, 0.05. And then for the text, I'll say TP number one. Oops. Number one was, I think it was like $1 and some cent. What's it, $1.05. Well, I'll put that there. Everything else will be there. The Arial, the 10, the seashell, that's what color I want it to be. And then I hit OK. Now, if you see that take profit that enters there, now what I want to do, if I want to do the same thing, I'm going to go back up here to draw text, put it up here, and boom. So we'll go USD, JPY, SL for stop loss, 105.856. This lets me know. And then we'll say SL. Number one, we'll go 105.856. Now, this is what you're letting the market know as it gets ready to pull up to where you are. Now you don't have to trade with the stop losses. Come on, market, let's go. Now you don't have to trade with the stop losses on there, because if you do, it's going to pull your algorithm and say, okay, I'm going to stop this dude out, and then I'm going to go the way that we're going to go in the first place. So this is how you trade with making sure you're doing this thing the right way.
Hey, Cedric.
What's up?
since we're seeing that, let's explain to them what just happened. That the blue candle went up to the resistance line and got rejected and shot back down into the red.
Yeah. So what happened is we have, so in the market, you're going to have the buys and the sales. So this wick means is this candlestick went up. So as you see, it went, now this was not what was put in I just put this here for my stop loss. I didn't know that this was the peak right here, man. This is a 1 minute chart, so it really don't matter. If you want to look at the peaks, you have to go to another chart. But as you see right now, it went up to my, potentially right under my stop loss. And as you see, it like it may get ready to blow through. So this is it's actually, is it going to blow through? I don't know. So what happens is it's doing the same thing. So what happens is it went up and then it got rejected. So that means the buyers in the market got rejected. So now it pulled back into a sell. Now we have the same thing where the sellers in the market pulled down to the 20 EMA and it pulled down into a sell. It pulled back from a sell up into a buy. So now what we have is 1, 2, and this is a third one. So if that third one pulls all the way through, it could have a potential to go a long way. Well, now we're only looking at it from the 1 to 5 and the 15, but the 30 all the way down to the 1 month is still an actual overall sale. So if you're looking at it, it's an overall sale still, even though within that trading time frame, you're seeing buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. So I'm gonna keep this screen up so you guys can see it. Thanks, Kareem, for bringing that up. But anytime you see a long candlestick and it wicks out, that means that the sellers and the buyers in the market are working together against each other to reject the buy or reject the sale. That's what you want to make sure you're looking at. With this, if this is my own personal account, I wouldn't have got into this trade. I just wanted to show you for training purposes. And I'm pretty sure me losing $2.04, I'm pretty sure I can get that back. But hopefully we can hold on for this win on here and see if we can get a win out of this. So with that being said, with this setup that I have right here for you and showing you how to do it and how to trade on your computer. Now, trading on your computer, I would recommend it because you can do more stuff. You're free to do more stuff and see more stuff. On your phone, you cannot get these indicators. That's a buy indicator. That's a sell indicator. Now I'm putting my information in here. Now you can do the stop loss and the take profits and stuff from your phone, but I recommend that you have free flow on your computer to do everything you need to do. Now you can see everything as a whole. So let's say if I'm looking at the 1 minute. So now this is a bird's eye view. From the bird's eye view, now we're going to go to the 5 minute. As we see, the 5 minute is starting to give us, more clarity. 15 minute. So now the 1 hour. So as you see, what looks so big on the 1 minute chart is really not that big. That's why the 1 to 5 to 15 still has a buy on it, but it could mean nothing to the 30 all the way down to the month, because there's one thing that could happen that can cause that trade to pull back and it can go into a sell. So currently I'm only 4.1 pips. I'm actually 4 pips down right now. So that's completely nothing when you're looking at currencies when trading. So we'll go back to the 1 minute chart where we drew it up on and let you guys look at it. So as we look, we're still getting that support, getting that respect. So we have 1, 2, 3, not really didn't touch. So that third one now is starting to go almost in a downward motion, even though it's still in a buy. So my thing is, as we look at this, we also want to look at this right here, that seeing it was going in the upward motion, now it's starting to level off. We're looking for leveling off and going back down. So we're looking for this right here to go back down to this 20 EMA. Now what I'm going to do, and I hope I don't confuse you, and I hope I'm not going long, but I just love to teach. Boom. We're going to put this here at that 20 EMA. Now this lets me know in my mind, once this touch this, it's going to push through to my entry point. Now this is my entry point right here. So what I want to do is, so I don't confuse nobody, so I don't confuse nobody, I want to put what this is right here. So USD, JPY, entry point. Oops. So now for my text, entry point, what is that, 105.817. Now that's gonna, now I know once they hit, with even just looking at it, okay, there's my entry point. Because now you see, as you go through this training, you're gonna start drawing lines. But to you, it might be confusing, like, what in the world is dude doing? But to me, I know what it is. To other people, they know what it is. I know Kareem know what it is. See, what's happening is you're getting that respect, 1, 2, and 3. Now I just got another sell indicator, which let me know it's getting ready to go touch my 20 EMA. So let's go ahead and draw this. Man, I love to teach, man. You guys do not know how good this makes me feel right now. All right, so we got 20 EMA. So we got 20 EMA sale. Okay, so now that's my 20 EMA sale. So you can play in there all you want to, as long as I get that pullback and it's a sale. So with that being said, once it touched my 20 EMA, I know it's going for a sale. There's my entry point, and then here's my take profit. So boom, let's say if I went with more money, then I would get more of a bigger take profit. So right now I'll leave this up, but I definitely want everybody to chime in with questions, comments, concerns. As you see how this is set up on the computer, I want you to just chime in and let me know exactly what you have, any questions that you may have right now. I'll piggyback back and forth on my trade to let you guys look at it, and then that way we can go back from there so I can see visuals and faces when we're dealing with this. So right now, let's open up for question, comments, concerns if anyone has anything, so we can go ahead and answer anything that you guys might have. And I may stop you if my trades start trending, just so you can see how drawing the support and resistance lines help you to realize where everything is. So with that being said, the floor is open if you have any questions, comments, or concerns.
Hey, so real quick, I think it's good. I know next week, I want to say it is, that we're scheduled to go over trading strategies and whatnot. I do want to bring up, if you go back to your screen, Cedric, real quick.
Hey, I was about to tell you, man, I had to interrupt you, man. I'm sorry. Hey, man, so as we see, here we go right here. So I just punctured my 20 EMA. So now what's getting ready to happen is the possibility of it going through my entry point. I have 1 pips, almost 2 pips to go to before I get, well, 1.4 now. Before it gets to, so now it's at 1.1. So now it's going in my favor, going to my entry point. Now what's going to happen is that when I get to my entry point, now what I'm looking for is it to get to my take profit. So as we're going, we just had a big drop in the market. And now we have another candlestick that's actually pushing down to the market. Now, what I told you before, just be mindful. Just because you have sellers that's taking over the market, don't mean the buyers are going to stop. Their job is to keep on pushing this trade up. The seller's job is to keep on pushing it down. I want you to look at this. This is a perfect candlestick. There's no wick on this candlestick. You know what that means? It means it's getting ready to go for a long sale. This perfect wick, this perfect candlestick means it's getting ready to go for a long sale. If it don't hit here or here, it's going to go for a long sale. Either way it goes. So I'm sorry, Donnie. Go ahead and say what you got to say.
No, I just wanted to see, so as we're looking at it right now, I'm trying to, the subscribers, I would say, would probably be confused as to what the extra lines are as far as the MACD histogram goes. Could you kind of like touch on it, not go into it, because I know we'll go into it at a later time, but is it possible you can kind of touch on that?
Oh yeah, no worries. So the MACD histogram, I'm gonna tell you right now, I want you to look at this right here as being your body, your BODY. And I want you to look at this right here as your mirror. You are looking in the mirror at your body at this time when you're looking at the MACD. The MACD histogram is gonna mirror what's going on this chart right here. That's the easiest way I can put it without taking up all your time. So basically your body right here, this is what's on your body. Right here is what's on your body. The MACD histogram is actually mimicking everything that's going on. So right here we have our line that's going to automatically be the same. This right here mimics the candlesticks and what they're doing. If it's going in the upward motion, if it's going in the downward motion. These lines right here are the actual candlesticks. If it's a sale candlestick, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So for 6 minutes, it was in a sale. You have a neutral candlestick, meaning it could be coming out of a sale. You have another red candlestick, meaning it was a sale. Neutral, 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 neutral. As you see, it's mimicking what it is. Neutral, 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 neutral. And then you have that breakout. Buy, 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 buy. Remember what I told you. Red is sell, green is buy, and white is neutral. Does that answer your question, Donnie?
Yes, it does. It definitely does. And I want people to understand that based off of those, it'll kind of give you your sprints. And like I said, it's a lot that goes into it. And I'm sorry, it's a lot that goes into it, and that we're going to be explaining. And I know it's right around this time when people start to get excited because of the fact that now we're getting into this is what those numbers, those figures are that Cedric pushes out. And so it's like, oh yes, it's almost time. It's time to get into the weeds of how to trade. And so you see this, and these are indicators that help us to be able to trade the market and earn that profit. So we'll get to a point to where we're going to end up pushing this information out to you and making sure that we can give you exactly those indicators and explain those indicators on how we retrieve that profit while we're in the market. But that is it. That did answer my question.
Does anyone else have any questions? Kareem, I know you had some stuff you wanted to add. Miss Hill, Galaxy 8. I think that's CJ. I think that was CJ.
I think it's Ham.
Oh, okay.
Galaxy 8 is Ham.
Does anyone have anything else?
Hey, yeah. I guess, is there any way possible that you can do that same setup on, I guess, the cell phone version? As far as when I say cell phone, the Android version, because I do not do Apple, period. So is there any way possible that I can go about doing that same resistance levels on, I guess, via the app?
Well, first of all, you sound like a hater. I'm going to tell you that right now. That's cut and dry. Talk about Apple products. I have to give it to you 100. Are you saying like the same setup as this right here? Like getting the indicator.
Yes.
If there was, I was.
Yes, because one.
Man, there is no way. I don't even have it on my products, man. Like the only thing we can do, man, is as you know, we can draw the support and resistance lines no matter what. You could put you could put the text on there, but you can't do anything else, man. That's it. You cannot do anything else, man.
And you could put the 20 and the MACD on his phone.
Yeah, the 20 and the MACD. But as far as the indicators that let you know if it's a buy or sell, you can't do that, man. I wish I could, but there's no way we can do it.
Yeah. So to answer.
Okay. Along with that, I noticed on my Mac. I'm sorry.
Hey,
go ahead.
No, go ahead there.
Yeah, well, I had a question as far as my MACD. Maybe I didn't look all into the settings, or is there something I'm lacking? But I noticed on my MACD it shows all white lines. So I guess I'm not that familiar that it actually came in different colors. Is there a way to change that?
That is a different MACD that's on Cedric's laptop. That is the MACD with the histogram. So the regular MACD has white lines on it. But once we get to the desktop version, we'll be able to give you that template where you'll have that histogram.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing, and that's one of the things that Cedric covered earlier about the actual desktop, and why we love the desktop over the cell phone. And I know a lot of us have jobs, and so it kind of takes us away from being able to trade on that particular platform. But it said, is it possible you can go back to your screen? And I'm gonna show you something, Ham. So Ham, you said that you could actually get the white ones, right? But you can't see the. So the good thing about the histogram itself, obviously you want the one with the red and the greens on it. But if you notice, like the reds and green, if you look at the one that you'll send, it'll be sort of like this, except without the color. But it reads the same. It reads exactly the same, except if it's above the straight line, you got to look at that middle portion as a line. And as you see the lines going down, it's red. So all you got to do is associate lines going down with red, and that if you set that in your mind, you'll see that it's red, and you can kind of see, just the way that it's moving. But you associate the lines that's going down with red, and you associate the lines that's going up with green. Of course, you're not going to be able to see the neutral if they're neutral or not in that particular view, but you'll be able to see, the movement of the actual candles, and obviously it's going along with your candlesticks anyway. So it's just saying what that movement is. So the biggest thing is just knowing that, whichever way that it's going is what the story that it's telling. And then on top of that, knowing that the longer the stem is on a histogram, on a MACD, means the longer, the bigger the strength is on that particular candle. So if it's a long down, then you know that it's a pretty good strength on those particular candles. But yeah, you won't be able to get the MACD histogram unless you're on your computer.
If you're paying attention to the Cedric screen right now, the candles have actually went past the previous resistance level. So once the candle closes above the resistance level, that pushes it forward where it goes into what we consider a breakout. And as you can see clearly, that's a breakout. So that's the way we want to trade. We only want to trade once a candle closes above the previous resistance level, which if you look to the left, it'll be a whole space in between, So you see that the tops. That's why I always say the invisible line is basically Cedric's stop loss line. His stop loss line is actually the resistance line. And once those candles, the first blue candle that closed above that resistance line, it just sent it into a breakthrough. And that's that breakout. And you could have got all your pips off that breakout and then got out once that red candle came, and then just waited for it to happen again in either the buy area or the sell area. So now that top candle with the high wick on it, that'll be your new area of resistance. So if Cedric could add a new line right on the top of that wick, there you go. Now that's the new resistance for this time period.
Oh, okay.
So if one of these candles breaks above that line, then it's going to go into another breakthrough towards the north. And that's basically that's really all you need to know. It's great to have indicators because it's extra confirmations. When we were taught that you want to have at least 3 confirmations. But if you master support and resistance levels or supply and demand zones, it's basically the same thing. You can make trades. You can make perfect trades because you only enter when it's perfect.
Okay. Oh.
I like it. I like it a lot. Questions, comments, concerns, keep them running. We love it.
Yes. I do have a question.
Come on, Mama Joyce.
How do I calculate the pips?
All right. Who got that? You want me to take it?
Yeah, I don't have my actual pip calculator on my desktop. I would take it.
Okay, I got it.
I'm going through it right now.
So right now, when we're dealing with the USD JPY, so this is regular currency. So the way we calculate the pips, instead of having, so we got 105.865. This is a sale, right? So if I'm doing 30 pips, you gotta mind you that it's another hidden zero there. So instead of if I do 30 pips, it'll only be 810, which is not 30 pips. So if I want to do 30 pips, I want to subtract 300 from 840. So that'll give me 105.540. So when you're dealing with any kind of currencies, you want to subtract or add 300 to the last 3 numbers, which will give you your pips. So mind you, if I would have put in 105.540, it'll give me how much 30 pips would it give me times $1. So would it be 30? It'll have been $30 at the end of my take profit when I close that out. Same thing when you're adding it. You just want to add 105. You want to add 840 and 300. Well, know that 8 plus 3 is 11. So that's going to roll over to the next one. So it'll be 106. 170. So that's what that'll be. No, I'm sorry. It'll be 106.140. Sorry about that. So that's how you add the pips when you're dealing with different types of currencies. We're talking about currencies right now. When you're talking about cryptocurrencies, you're talking about US 30s. US 30s, you don't add 300. You add 3,000 because that fourth place in that decimal where that whole setup is for US 30 and for the NAS, you want to add 3,000 to it because the pips in US 30 rose 3,000 per. That's why it's so volatile. That's why it's so hard to catch. Because if you would try to trail stop US 30, you're probably going to end up making yourself angry. Because by the time you get ready to trail stop, it's going to say, oh, it's already past that position. It's already past that position. It's already past that position. That's why it's just better to scalp US 30. So when you're dealing with stuff with US 30, you want to make sure you're doing it by 3,000. For the currencies, it's by 300. So as we go further and further on, we'll definitely show you how to calculate the pips when we get ready to start dealing with more validity in the market. But I really do appreciate that question, Mom. Does that answer your question that you asked? Probably not. She didn't say nothing. I'll let you go. Does that answer your question?
That answers my question.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate you asking that question too. Do we have
Algebra 101?
Yes, ma'am. You know, well, you know you always beat me when I wouldn't do my homework anyway. That's why I had to go to college. Do we have anybody else that has any questions? Miss Hill, do you have any questions? Hamp, I know you asked questions. You got any more? Kareem, do you have any more education to put on us?
I don't have anything to add. I know once we go over strategies, I'll probably be able to share my screen and explain that that strategy that you're using in full depth.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Kareem, I'm about to share my screen again. I want you to explain what's going on right now, if you don't mind.
All right.
So here we go right here. From here.
So the new resistance level that came in, the sellers are basically taking over for the moment, and you have a doji, which is showing that a reversal was coming. And so right now, if we look, it's just going back towards the 20 EMA. If you were scalping, what you would want to do is wait for that either one of these candles to close below the 20 EMA and below the MACD at the bottom, and then you can scalp. But as you see at the bottom, even though it's red candles, it's still neutral because it's basically in a consolidation area. The consolidation area will be in between the top wick and the bottom wick of that blue candle.
Yeah. Appreciate it. So as you guys know, this is a trial and error. I actually want to win this, so I'll probably record it and send it to you when I finally, if this thing goes to my favor. But it looked like what it was trying to do is the market is big on scaring you. So you jump into a trade and try to scare you. As you see right now, my candlestick is actually going into a sell. I mean, my MACD is actually going into a sell motion. So what they wanted to do, they jumped out right here, pushed past my resistance, and I had to get a new boom, bam, 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 all the way up. Then I got wigged out. And then what happened is if you were scared, you probably would have got on the market right here, somewhere in here, and then try to go into a buy. Well, guess what the market's going to do? Okay, hey, we got him. Now let's go back into a sell. So now they went back into a sell. This is why you don't want to try to jump in front of the market. You want to call the market a transfer truck. Don't ever try to jump in front of the market. If you do, you're going to get hit. I'd rather jump in right here with a buy, go all the way up, take it. I see I got wigged out, close it out. And then let's say if it does push and go back up again, let's get back in another buy. Well, guess what I did? I just closed that out, took my money, and then I can go into a sale. And then if it starts consolidating, changes mind right here, I'll just change my mind and just get out and wait for it to go wherever it's going to go. So that's what you want to do.
You actually would have got took out of that trade if you had to set that stop loss that you had looked for.
Yeah, right here. Yeah. So once again, it's all about, learning the market, learning how you want to trade. Me, I want to make sure that you guys trade with stop loss and take profits. With that being said, I also want to get to the point where we start using our computers and our gadgets that's on Metatrader 4 to trade with stop losses and take profit. Because now if we're doing that, the market don't know where our setup is. So we can go and say, okay, well, hey, since the market don't know where our setup is, now we can push it how we want to do it. Because right now I'm looking at it and it just went and touched my 20 EMA. I'm still waiting for it to push through it, but it's still respecting that 20 EMA line. The thing about it, if it touches it, it means nothing to me. It has to push through and the body has to close below the 20 EMA for me to get happy and it start touching my support level again. Any more questions, comments, or concerns about that training for today?
All right, one
Yes,
last
sir. I actually have a metaphor.
Come on now, bring it in, help.
Donnie just take joy in just cutting me off all the time. But yeah, I guess the question I did have today I had I know yesterday you answered my question on this what it was, the buy stop on the app. Today I tried to do the same setup, but for whenever you sent out the signal, but for whatever reason I wasn't able to do it on that I can't remember what trade it was. Was it the euro and USD or something?
I think it was euro.
I believe that what it was, but I couldn't set up the buy stop, so I had to do I think it was something like a buy limit. Are those both pretty much the same?
The reason why you couldn't do a buy stop is because you were already in that trade. So the parameters that you were going to set for a buy stop is covering the fact that this is coming up, and I want to be able to set this limit, this parameter, saying that once it hit this particular number, I can then go ahead and buy up until this limit or take the loss at this limit. If you're already past that limitation or you already past the buy stop, the numbers that he's already given you, then you won't be able to set a buy stop. You can you'll have the opportunity to set the buy limit and get into that trade and then get blown past, or take a stop loss. And so that's why you weren't able to get into the particular trade that you were trying to get into. So that and that right there goes back to checking that timestamp that Cedric sends out, or that we send out, to make sure that you are hitting that timestamp, or you check the timestamp on it and see if it's already went past it. Because if it's already went past it, then you kind of got to get cautious as to, okay, let me see if this is going in the trend. Is it going to hit those particular limits, or is it going to hit those trend and go opposite? And you don't want to be at a higher level or a different level than when he asked you to, when he put on the chat room to get in, because it's going to mess you up and potentially take your money. Did I answer your question?
Yes, sir. That you have, but I guess during that time I didn't notice that it already hit that point. But for whatever odd reason, it's usually always a delay that I get most of those messages from the chat, or either if it's a delay and I've noticed that I try to do whatever I can to, I guess, escape my work area, since, as I told you guys before, I can't be seen on my phone, or either it's more so of a loss of a job. So I'm actually trying to get right, just so in case, they do happen to catch me one day and I lose this job, I'll be able to, I guess, sit at home, and I guess I might have to eventually link up with somebody on the East Coast so I can get, well trained. So I mean,
Hey,
that's all the plans for now.
I wouldn't stress too hard about not being able to trade at work, because I be at work as well, and since this new contract I picked up, I haven't been able to trade much. But the market is 24 hours, 5 days a week, 7 days a week if you trade in crypto. So during the evening hours, we'll be sending signals as well, and we'll be sending, areas to watch trades. So on your demo, if I send a screenshot of a support or a resistance area, and what I would like for you to do is just monitor that particular trade, and if it breaks above that certain area, enter a position in that area on your demo. And then once you get accustomed to doing that, and you actually see some wins from doing it, then you'll feel the confidence to do the same thing on your live account. But I'll be sending signals and different trade ideas in the evening sessions as
Yes, sir.
All right. We got any more questions, comments, concerns from anybody? Good questions, Ham. I appreciate you asking those questions. I want you guys to know I missed my window for US 30. Missed that gap. And it shot straight up too.
Show me the screen, Cedric, because I missed it too, messing around.
I sent it to your I'll show you the screen right here. Man, that could have been 3 days of entry right there. Oh man. Oh man. See, there was the gap right here.
You got to share the screen, Ced.
Oh, my bad. My bad. Back to meeting. Okay. So there's the gap right there. And if you look at there. I missed it. It just happened while I was in the meeting.
Oh, man.
It happened while I was in the
And you know what's crazy? Just the thing. This is that's a great thing about like knowing the market. We clearly stated that gap was going to be filled.
It has to be filled.
And here it is.
and we got a trainer that's going to actually teach you how to
easy win.
Teach you how to trade the gap. This right here was like just a telltale sign. Like this area is too full, too wide open for it not to be filled. So like you can literally put your entry point 262, 68, 118, and then close it out. I was a little bit above, but you can close it out at like 263, 66.87 because it had to fill that gap. But see, where did it go to? It went all the way to 263, 62. So you could have took all those pips home, and this is a very volatile trade. You would have made at least almost a couple of $1,000 off of this.
Yeah, that gap was 150 pips.
Oh, that hurt my feelings. And I had my phone sitting there watching it too. Yeah, it's okay. It'll gap again. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Do we have any more questions? Any more questions, comments, or concerns? Ms. Hill, you got anything you want to add to the group before we get ready to head on out?
No, I'm good. Thank you so much.
All right.
Oh, I do want to call you. I want to ask you about, I don't see Tokyo and gold on my computer. So if I can get with you and help me to figure out how to put those on my computer.
Yes, ma'am. That is no problem. I tell you what, if everybody got a little bit of time, you mind showing? Let me show you right now.
That's fine.
Okay, I hope you guys got a little bit of time. If you don't have time, everybody, just let me know. Let me go back to my screen right quick and share it for you. So what you want to do is you want to go to I always hate looking for this. She's not selling. Stop it. All right. Where's it at? No, it's on the insert. Oh, there it is. So, basically, you want to go to view.
Okay.
And then you want to go to symbols.
Symbols?
Yes, ma'am. Now, this is on your computer, right?
Yep.
Okay,
right.
Go to symbols.
I'm there.
Once you click on that, anything that's already that I traded before, it's gonna already be highlighted. So I've traded oil before. It's gonna be highlighted. So what you want to do, you want to click on it and click show. And then once you do that, so now this is gas, natural gas. So then I'm gonna close that out. And I'm gonna scroll down to the bottom, and this natural gas is gonna show up. And if you want, I can get with you offline after the training is over.
Okay.
All right, I'll do that then. All right. I hope everyone enjoyed the training tonight. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please let us know. This training will be hanged on to the 7-Figure Earners website, so you can go on there and make sure that you are going over it again. Take all kind of notes, and then please ask us any questions that you may have. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and close this thing out. I'm going to let my mother pray us out. And then from there, we will hang this information on the website. Miss Hill, I will get with you about the training also, about the information on your charts. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, I'll have my mother to pray us out, and then we'll see you guys next Tuesday.
Father, we thank you for this training that we have received tonight. We thank you for your precious spirit that's with us, that we're eager to learn, to know what we need to do, and to uplift each other and to exalt each other into the position and the places that we should be in this industry. God, we thank you for the ones that are here tonight. We thank you for the ones that could not come. We thank you for the people that are on the way. And God, through your spirit and your anointing, we shall get this. In your name we pray. Amen and amen.
Amen and amen. I appreciate you guys being on. Have a blessed night. Ham, thanks for coming on, man. We'll definitely be sending signals out throughout the whole time frame. We just send out the USD JPY so you can see how to enter and do whatever you need to do. But we'll definitely send out signals. I know Kareem is a guru with checking out the errors or whatever, checking out the gaps. So once we see gaps or whatever, since you guys know how it goes, we'll send it out to you, put an entry point and a take profit on it. And then hopefully once it hit, you can go ahead and go from that area and make that money off that trade. So with that being said, you guys have a blessed night. I appreciate you guys being on the training. This video will be uploaded by no later than tomorrow. Have a blessed night. I appreciate you guys being on the training.